Conferee, Representative John Reynald Chanco, sponsoring Committee Chairman, House Committee Trade and Industry and BICAM Conferee, Department of Finance, Secretary Luz Verfeda Pascual, Acting Presidential Advisor on Legislative Affairs and Head PLLO, Cabinet Secretary Melvin Matibag, Yusek Benjo Benavides, Department of Labor, an act promote number 300 and Senate Bill number 1156 is now known as Republic Act number 11647, entitled An Act Promoting Foreign Investments, amending thereby Republic Act number 7042, otherwise 1991, as amended and for other purposes. A copy of this law is presented to the Joint Chambers of the Philippines. President Lars Wittig, European Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines. Executive Director Christopher Zimmer, German-Philippine Chamber of Commerce. And Vice President Judy Cometa of the Canadian Embassy. The law aims to make the Philippines more accessible to foreign investors, consequently generating employment opportunities and facilitating transfer of technologies and expertise for more quality of goods and services by excluding the practice of professions from the coverage of the Foreign Investment Act. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished guests. We now proceed with the presentation of Republic Act number 11650. Witnessing are Senate President Vicente Soto III, House Speaker Lord Alan J. Velasco, Executive Secretary Salvador Meljadea, House Majority Leader Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, Senator Christopher Lawrence Go, author, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, author and sponsoring committee chairman, Senate Committee on Basic Education and Culture, Representative Wesley Gatchalian, author, Representative Camille Villar, author, Representative Hernie Villarica, author, Representative Ramon Guico, author and BICAM conferee, Representative Joy Myra Tambunting, author, Representative Roman Romulo, sponsoring committee chairman, House Committee on Basic Education and BICAM conferee, Secretary Leonor Briones, Department of Education, Secretary Roland Bautista, Department of Social Welfare and Development, Undersecretary Benjo Benavides, Department of Labor and Employment, Secretary Roger Mercado, Department of Public Works and Highways, Secretary Luz Verfeda Pascual, Acting Presidential Advisor on Legislative Affairs and Head PLLO, Cabinet Secretary Melvin Matibag, Executive Director Lourdes Fugoso Alcain, Counselor for the Welfare of Children, Executive Tricia Claire Oco, Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council, Ms. Oyun Saikan, Den David Norov, UNICEF Philippine Representative. Enacted on March 11, 2022, House Bill number 8080 and Senate Bill number 1907 is now known as Republic Act number 11650, entitled An Act Instituting a Policy of Inclusion and Services for Learners with Disabilities in Support of Inclusive Education, establishing inclusive learning resource centers for learners with disabilities in all municipalities and cities, providing for standards, appropriating funds therefore, and for other purposes. A copy of this law is presented to Save the Children Attorney Emma Salamani, Advocacy Manager, ENET Philippines, represented by Ms. Olivia Lucas, and the Coalition of Education of Children and Youth with Disabilities, represented by Ms. Celia Garcia. The law establishes inclusive learning centers in all schools districts to provide learners with disabilities with free and appropriate public education and related services in accordance with their needs in order to develop full potential as self-sufficient and participative members of society. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished guests. At this point, we proceed with the presentation of Republic Act Number 11648. Witnessing are Senate President Vicente Soto III, House Speaker Lord Alan J. Velasco, Executive Secretary Salvador Meljaldea, House Majority Leader Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, author, Senator Christopher Lawrence Go, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, author, Senator Amy Marcos, author, Representative Manuel Luis Lopez, author, Secretary Menardo Guevara, Department of Justice, Secretary Roland Bautista, Department of Social Welfare and Development, Police General Leonardo Carlos, Philippine National Police, Secretary Luz Verfeda, Legislative Affairs and Head PLLO, Cabinet Secretary Melvin Matibag, Court Administrator Raul Villanueva, Supreme Court, Prosecutor General Benedicto Malcontento, National Prosecution Service, Major General Gire Fidel, Chief of the PNP Women and Children's Protection Center, Executive Director Lourdes Fugoso Alcain, Council for the Welfare of Children, Executive Tricia Claire Oco, Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council, and Ms. Oyun Saikan Dene Devnorov, UNICEF Philippine Representative. Enacted on March 4, 2022, House Bill Number 7836 and Senate Bill Number 2332 is now known as Republic Act Number 11648, entitled An Act Providing for Stronger Protection Against Rape and Sexual Exploitation and Abuse, increasing the age for determining the commission of statutory rape, amending for the purpose Republic Act Number 3815 as amended, otherwise known as the Revised Penal Code, Republic of the Philippines, Republic Act Number 8353, known as the Anti-Rape Law of 1997, and Republic Act Number 7610, as amended, otherwise known as the Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination. Copy of this law is presented to the Philippine Commission on Women. Chairperson Sandra Montano, Executive Director Nenila Dalde. The law fortifies existing laws on rape, sexual exploitation, and abuse, and strengthens the protection of children against such act by increasing the age of determining the commission of statutory rape and provide higher penalties for violations of the law. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished guests. At this juncture, may we invite Executive Secretary Salvador Meljaldea to introduce the President.
Magandang hapon po sa kanilang lahat. Ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Senate President Vicente Soto III, House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco, Executive Secretary Salvador Medjaldia. Nasaan ka man po? Naglipat ka ng kampo. Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez III, Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara, sir. Education Secretary Leonor Briones, ma'am, good afternoon. Social Welfare and Development Secretary Rolando Celito Bautista, Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi, Presidential Communication and Acting Spokesperson Secretary Jose Roberto Martin Andanar, Public Works and Highways Acting Secretary Roger Sarmiento, Acting Cabinet Secretary Melvin Matibag, naubos ang panahon ko, 3 pages. Information and Communication Technology Acting Secretary Emmanuel Ray Caintic, Presidential Assistant for Visayas Michael Lloyd Dino, Acting Red Tape Authority Secretary Jeremiah Belica, PLLO Acting Presidential Advisor on Legislative Affairs Luzvi Ferda Pascual, Senator Maria Imelda Marcos, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, Senator Bongo, Senator Francis Tolentino, Leyte 1st District Representative and Majority Floor Leader Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, Acting Las Piñas City Lone Representative Deputy Speaker Camille Villar, San Jose del Monte City Lone District Representative Florida Robis, Manila 1st District Representative Manuel Luis Lopez. Sir, good afternoon. National Telecommunications Commissioner Gamaliel Cordova. Kumusta man ang frequency na ubos mo nagbigay sa iba? Philippine Commission on Women Chairperson Sandra Montano, ma'am. Maganda ka, ma'am. Philippine Commission on Women Chairperson Sandra Philippine Competition Commission Chairperson Arsenio Balesacan, our partner international non-government organizations, our partner foreign chamber of association, fellow workers in government, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased to join you today as we hold the ceremonial signing of the amendments to the public service and presentation of various enacted laws. Let me convey my appreciation to Congress for the timely ratification of the amendment to the Public Service Act as it will aid the country in leading the path towards economic recovery amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. I believe that through this law, the easing of foreign equity restrictions will attract more global investors, modernize several sectors of public service, and improve the delivery of essential services. Indeed, the enactment of this amended law, as well as the amended Foreign Investments Act, shall help stimulate the economy, especially for local businesses. It is also expected to generate more jobs for Filipinos, to improve basic services for Filipino consumers, and allow for the exchange of skills and technology with the country's foreign partners. Aside from these acts, the newly enacted law on services for learners, ito maganda ito, with disabilities also attests to the administration's commitment to provide inclusive, accessible, and quality education in the country, especially for learners with disabilities. The establishment of formal school system, including the implementation of alternative delivery modes and at least one inclusive learning resource center in all cities and municipalities, will surely make learning fun and accessible to the differently able. I also want to emphasize the enactment of the policy increasing the age of statutory demonstrates administration's dedication in building safer communities for its people by providing for the children, among others. Timely talaga ito. It's a law that can hardly be implemented at once. And alam mo naman, the dynamics of boy-girl. Kailangan ito ng well, anyway, ng mga parents. Usually, ang makatulong na talaga nito yung nanay pati tatay. The establishment of formal school system, including the implementation of the alternative delivery modes and at least one inclusive learning resource center in all cities and municipalities, will surely make learning fun. Inulit ko na pala yun. I also want to emphasize the enactment of the policy increasing the age of statutory rape. Ito, importante ito. And I said it should be the family, the duty of the... Alam mo, there's a law somewhere punishing itong parents na... I'm sure there's a law na yung pabaya. It's good that we have raised yung to 16. Biologically, I think maybe, but the dynamics would come in kung maaga ang premature sexuality sa mga bata. Kailangan talaga taasan mo. But of course, it is not enough we just amend and sign laws. It is important to ensure that these fully efficiently implemented by all concerned agencies. The administration hopes that these laws will aid and contribute to the country's development, benefiting both the present and future generation. They're just around the corner, actually. Ako pag the 6 years na dumating ako dito, parang I could sit in front. Ngayon, medyo matanda na ako. Ano lang yan? Saglit lang. Just like that. But I'm very happy to step down. Timing talaga na the closing years of my dito ako as a worker of the local national government. dumarami na rin yung and the injuries that I suffered sa motor naglabasan na lahat. So I have this headache that it is every day. I have pain almost every day dito sa itumbi ako noon. As my term will soon come to a close, I challenge all of you, our leaders, both at the national and local levels, as well as all civil servants who are involved in governance, to work together in ensuring that we strictly uphold the rule of law. Let us all be vigilant and make sure that no one is above the law and that no Filipino will be left behind as we move forward to a much better Philippines. Bago ako magsabi mabuhay, there are, I'd like to announce na sabi ko kay Sane, but also from the ground, yung feedback, yung ayuda niya na 200. Sabi ko rin sa kanya talaga, it's too small. Too small. Sa isang buwan. Kaya, sabi ko, hanap ko ng pera saan. Nagmubulungan kami. Kung masyadong mababa yan. Cannot sustain a family of 3, even 4, 5. Yung sa baba, pinakamaraming anak. They are the productive Filipinos for tomorrow. Pag hindi ngayon. So sabi ko kay Sane, it will be a uphill battle for the next generation kung gawain natin ng 500. Sabi ko sa kanya, bahala ng presidente niyan saan siya magnakaw. Basta ibigay natin yung 500. So I hope that this would go a long way really to help. Huwag lang sayangin sa isabong, pati itong isabong ganito yan. Matagal na nag-apply yan, almost 2 years. Wala pang pandemic. Nung pandemic na, lahat na pag makwartahan ko, pag saan ko magnakaw, sabi ko, isabong gives us about 640 million a month. Sabi ko, at a year's end, it is billion. Galing ako sa ground dito sa lalo na sa crime and criminality. Tingin ko hindi kasalanan ng management. Or kung yung management at least identified sila. Pero kung tanggalin ko kasi yung hinayang ako, karami kong gasto, hindi, sabi ko sa kanila, huwag ninyong galawin yung bayanihan. So there are, well, of course, declarations that karami ang bayanihan hindi maggastos. Kung nabakunahan na lahat, nabigyan na ng ayuda, next variant of COVID-19. Natin nasisiguro kung kailan uli. At magkakandararap na naman ako. Sana kung if it happens during my time, of course, I'd be happy to leave the problem to the next president. Bahala na siya. Basta ako dito, yan ang tingin ko. That is how I look at the present situation. Yung bayanihan, hayaan niyo, sabi ko, huwag ninyong galawin for any other purpose except what was really intended by Congress. Huwag ninyong kunin niya kasi pagdating ang saan tayo maghanap ng pera na wala ng pera, budgeted na lahat. The only way is mag-utang mag-utang talaga. The next president will just have to borrow. Pero yung nandyan na, huwag na lang galawin. Kasi kung may madisgrasya tayo ulit, there's another contamination that could be widespread. And kung ano yung nasa Israel ngayon, without being offensive, dadating talaga yan dito. As long as our tourism is active, magdating talaga dito yan. So, yun lang ang masabi ko. Huwag na lang galawin yan kasi mahirap eh. It's not because you have the 200 billion there, you are not, hindi nyo maubos. Kung nabakunahan na lahat, bakit ubusin ko yung pera? Sabi ko, stop. Kung continue, just a little, kunti na lang kasi ang hindi nagpabakuna eh. So, hinahabol natin yan. But the next catastrophe to visit us connected with COVID-19, whatever mutant there is, then we'll have to work again and look for money to meet the exigency of the moment. That's my take. Yun namang sa isabong, kayo, you can legislate, nasa inyo yan. Pero kailangan ko ng pera. Huwag maniwala na we are awash with money. We have none. Ito ngayon, inipit ko na si Carlos Dominguez III. Sabi ko na yung 200 medyo kulang yun. So, how much can you stretch? Sabi ko, 500, kaya. Ay sabi niya, pero magka-problema tayo 6 months after. Sabi ko kanya kanina, wala na tayo dyan. Bahala na sila. Hindi na. Ang sulbarin natin, ubusin mo na yung pera, ibigay mo. Pero wag lang yung galawin. Kaya yung isabong, criminality yan. It's a crime to be solved by the police. And it will not be corrected now if you just close it. Ang gusto ko lang, i-legislate ninyo kasi yung lahat ng mga may-ari ng franchise, you know them. Alam ninyo. Diyan ako medyo, ang misgivings ko are the people behind Isabong. Ayan then you can pass a law making it transparent. Gusto ko nga tawagin eh. Gusto ko tawagin lahat ng operators. Sabi ko, you are into this kind of business at ano lang ng gobyerno. It's a privilege which can be taken. Gusto ko tawagin lahat. Sabi ko na walang representative. So maglabas sila lahat. Alam naman natin lahat kung sino yung people behind Isabong. You can legislate, but make it more transparent, and the public should know who they are. And you can come up with itong, it's actually the fixing. Yun lang naman ang dahilan doon eh. Pag paliguan mo ng madaling araw yung manok, ibabad mo sa tubig, o kaya yung there's a certain wala na pag ito, sani sa bungiro rin yan, maraming manok yan. Yan ang yan. Pero sa bagay, 2 years ako nagpigil niyan. Even yung loto, ako, sabihin ko, ayaw ko ng sugal. Kasi diyan kami nag-away ng tatay ko bago siya namatay. Kaya anong sa harap ng kabaong niya, sinabi ko, I will stop. Kasi after that, I was scolded. I was trying to avoid him para walang, when he died, we never had a chance to talk man to man. Yung last time, galit na galit siya. Kaya ayaw ko rin. At saka mga anak ko, walang sugarol. Ayaw ko. Tanungin ako, ayaw ko. Ang problema, kailangan ko ng pera. Marami pang pitsi-pitsi na maidagdag ko. Ngayon, may 640 million kakami in about a month plus. Pagsira ko, another billion yan sa... Hindi na makinabang yan ang bagong presidente. Yun lang ang... That's my drift. But I would... If Congress would like to legislate, go ahead. But just remember yung pera sayang. But kung sabihin mo, who are the people behind this isabong? Kasi sindikato talaga. Yung mga financer ng weteng, nandiyan sila lahat. And you can make laws actually for non-gamblers to pati yung financials. Pwede mo silang tabi. Depende na yan sa police. It's a police matter. Pero wag na yung kasi sayang. Not at this time nahirap tayo. Kasi kung hindi lang tayo nag-COVID, maganda na ang takbo ng natin. And lahat ng nation yan. And it would be worthwhile also if you have time to discuss the repercussions of what's happening in Europe. Talaga sinabi. There's a statement on TV nakita ko. I think it's Duterte said it 6 years ago. I was interviewed about Russia and the Philippines, United States. Sabi ko, itong dalawa, hindi talaga ito and one of these days, itong quarrel would come to a fore for whatever the cause is. Ngayon ang Ukraine. Ang problema, yung oil natin, tataas talaga ng tataas. Yan ang problema. Yan pang isa. Tataas ng tataas hanggang hindi ma-resolve yung pipigilan din ng Russia yan kasi pang pang bargain niya. Papaluhurin niya yung mundo. Sabihin mo sa Amerika, humunto siya. The name of the game is pressure. So, hindi natin alam. Everyday mag-akyat yan. Mag-akyat. And it will end only if Putin wants it or is taken out. Yan lang ang Otherwise, I would have to be frank to the people na huwag na yung ang gobyerno. Ang presyo sa gobyerno, it's nakatali doon sa production ng oil. So, yan isa. And if by unfortunate chance, per chance, talagang maipit si Putin at tusukin niya yung pula na botones, wala na. Then, my thinking is, pag magganon yan, ang China will invade. Pero sa intelligence briefing, tatamaan talaga tayo. Tatamaan talaga. Now, what was my reason na bakit unrestricted? Kasi pag ayaw mo siya, hindi ito talagang pipilitin ng Amerikano. Brusko yung Amerikano eh. So, maglanding yan hindi lang natin makita yung nuclear. If the long-range bombers are so, baka pinindot na kanina dito sa South China Sea, it will reach us, our jurisdiction, in 7 minutes. Yung hypersonic, nila. So, kasali tayo dyan kasi let us not kid each other. Andito yung Amerika. The reason I said why I gave the orders to our military is to allow them unrestricted para matapos na, huwag lang sana yung China. Pero I think it was Secretary Lorenzana and Bongo. Si Putin at the time na yung pagputok sa Marawi ako, so I declared the martial law noon. Pero hindi na kami nakita because we were scheduled to talk for 3 days. Kasali pa siya. Ang problema, tatlo lang kami. Bongo, Lorenzana ako. Sinabi talaga ni Putin, you know, there is that rocos. We will try to help you dito sa We will talk to the Chinese. Para walang gulo lang. Apparently, China never listened also to the advice of anybody. So, yan tatamaan talaga tayo. Sigurado. But I will not send my soldiers upon the request of anybody to join the cause against Russia. Ako, kaibigan ko huwag ninyong ilabas to TV putulin nyo. Kaibigan ko si Putin, pero sunobra. Ako, ito na mga ulol dito sa Pilipinas, marami yan sila eh. Sabi, bakit ikaw Duterte, hindi ka rin killer? Butang ina. Ang pinapatay ko, kriminal. Si Putin, binubumba, pati babae, bata, lahat na. O sino man pinatay ko dito na para man sa inyo yan, para sa inyong mga anak, hindi man para sa... What do I get? Magkalaban pa po yan. Yung iba talagang drug lord dito na at saka yung ICC tangina niya. They cannot try me in a million years because I do not recognize wala ngayon, tinanggal nga natin kasi yung alam ba ninyo